Yoga problems! Yeah, I got them. Oh, I got them today, my friends. It is remarkable. Oh my goodness. My mind is swimming with problems today, right from the start. Folks, it's Saturday morning. It's the first class. I like to go to the first class. The studios are clean. They smell sterile. They're just waiting for you to crush them with your sweat. And I like to be in the first class of the day, no matter what it is. Occasionally I'll do an afternoon class, but usually on the weekends I'm right there. And the early class on a weekend for the studio where I'm a member is 8:30 a.m. That's not early, man. By that time on a weekday, I'm out and about, I'm running, I'm kicking butt, like I'm on, so I gotta, it's a little awkward, but I get there. Now, I get there early. I want to get the corner spot. You know me. If you listen to this show, you know my preferences. By the way, they are not unusual preferences. I think I have pretty standard yogi mat space location preferences. Upper or back corners of the room. They are the precious land, man. That's the real estate that you want in any yoga studio. Okay? And I make a point of trying to arrive early, but I don't want to be obnoxious about it because if you're the first class, the instructor's there, she's getting things set up, she's booting up the computer. You don't want to show up 30 minutes early, do you? No, I don't. But some other people do. How is this possible? I think it's like a Duke basketball game. They're camping out all night. As soon as the yogi instructor gets there, they just descend. And then there's these people that as soon as they come in, they check in, they don't even change clothes. They don't go to the change room. They run up the stairs, they're fighting each other, they're clawing, they're scratching. They want to get the corner spots too. I know it. I respect that. They have a desperation and an urgency for prime real estate. And God, I'm in that category, but I'm just not as aggressive about it. I just want to go through the routine. I go into the change room. I take my shoes off. I put my wallet and my phones and my keys into the cubby hole, and I beep, 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 get the numbers, and I use my code. And then I roll into the class, and all the corner spots are taken. And I'm still like 15 minutes early. So I get another lesser prime location, but it's probably like a secondary property. It's like if you're playing Monopoly, it might be like the Marvin Gardens. That's where I was today. I didn't get Park Place. I didn't get Boardwalk. I didn't even get the green properties, right? Pennsylvania Avenue, that's a pretty strong one. I got more like the Marvin Gardens. I'm okay with Marvin Gardens. I think that's undervalued. If I was into real estate, I would definitely buy Marvin Gardens. I'd stay away from Baltic Avenue, though. I can't do that. I gotta have some standards. Woo! What a class. I'm still sweating, man. You know it's a good class when it's like 15 minutes over and you're still sweating. Your glasses are fogging up. Your body's like, escape from this heat, bro. I gotta breathe it out. All the pores. It's crazy, man. I feel great today, though. I'm so pumped up. But I got thinking, the problem is the lack of knowledge of my space. Now, this is standard. This is very common. And I've become accustomed to it. But I want people to know, and in particular, my studio where I go, I'm going to tweet this at them. Core Power. This is a national chain, dude. They're everywhere. So this would be a very difficult thing to operationalize, what I'm going to suggest. I respect business practices are difficult. They're different across the country, whatever. But I'm going to throw it out there anyway, because I think it's a great idea, if I do say so myself. The idea is, because the problem, hot yoga problem is not getting the space you want, and then that throws you off, and then that, you overcome it. It doesn't ruin the day entirely, but it just makes it slightly less ideal. Not to mention that I got up early to seize a spot, and then I didn't get up early enough. It's like, how early do I have to get up to get the spot? And then that kind of starts to impede on my happiness and value. So anyway, here's the idea. It's not like groundbreaking. Think about movie theaters, bro. That has been a radical transformation. Most of the movie theaters I go to, not all, but the vast majority, it seemed like it happened overnight. they start letting you pick the seat that you want. That is money. You don't have to worry about showing up early to get a good seat. If you're someone who likes to go to the cinema, you know your location. I'm an aisle guy. I want to be ready to bust out as soon as the credits roll. That's my game. I don't have time for credits. So why can't we reserve mat spaces in advance? Now, here's the real thing. So a business might say, Rafferty, you're asking us to add a new feature to our app. It's going to be very complicated because the layout of the studio is different in every city, and each of the rooms is going to have a unique number of spots. This is actually a lot more complicated than you're asking. So I don't think it's possible. The return on investment is probably not a positive one. I disagree. However, I'm not a businessman, but I'm still going to throw it out there. Let me throw this out there. I would pay a premium for a corner spot. I'm kind of surprised movie theaters don't do this yet. I think that the popular spots in movie theaters, and they have the data to confirm this. Someone just has to scrape that data from years and years of seat reservations. Which are the most popular seats? You could actually determine with a very high level of accuracy on an average moviegoer's experience which seat in the theater is the most popular, the most commonly first chosen seat. I bet that Regal and AMC and all those folks that do this, I'm sure they could share that data. And then they could price those seats at a higher cost. And I'm okay with this. This is like price discrimination because it accounts for tastes and preferences that are varied across. Now, here's the fun part. If you're a yogi practitioner who doesn't give a rat, I can't go because these people, you're flashing your lights at me, I can't go because there's people there, all right? Jeez, I can't go when there are people crossing the street. Sorry, it's always a traffic situation in this city, man. Arlington, people, squirrels, freaking Maryland drivers, you know. All right, listen, peak pricing too. They do it for matinees. Like, you can have price discrimination that is good and helps like balance out the crowds. Because guess what? Yesterday I went to yoga, 3 people in class with me, 4 total, in a whole room, 6 a.m. Friday, 4 people. We all got the spot that we wanted, and we didn't have to pay extra, or we didn't pay less. It's like, wouldn't they have liked to drop the price a little bit for more people in the studio? I just think there's an interesting business model that people are not exploring here. Price discrimination in yoga studios. Someone needs to seize this opportunity and give people the option to choose their space. Reserve the space on the mat that you want, man. The space in the room. I bet there's a lot of people that would pay a premium. Now, you can add that as a feature if you're like an all-inclusive member like me. I'm just like, I pay a lump sum every month, and I can go unlimited yoga, boot camps, whatever I want, which is cool. It's a great model. And it actually is an encouraging one for me. It's like, geez, every time I go, my price, my cost per session, it goes down. And can I get that cost lower than what it would cost me to go as a one-off? And usually the answer is yes. I got to go probably like 10, maybe 8, 9 times a month to justify that investment. And I do keep track of it. I know I'm not crazy. I am crazy, but I'm a little more into it than other people. But I'm sure people think like this. Like, you make those trade-offs, man. So what's this all mean? What am I getting at? Core power, please think about this. Run an experiment. I'm not saying you gotta adopt this nationwide. I'm saying come here to Northern Virginia in the Ballston or the Clarendon studios and kind of work with the staff, number the spots, and create a little feature. This is an investment. I get it. But I think I have a hypothesis here. Like, you could invest and let people, and maybe if it's just, I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it. Just one of the rooms. Just do one of the rooms. And do this for a couple months and see what you discover. And by the way, the other cool thing about this is another idea. Okay, maybe this is less expensive. This is another idea. It's not quite as sophisticated, but it's an interesting concept to me as a consumer. How valuable would it be to me? I think the answer is pretty valuable. If when I was looking at the class options for any given day, I got 8:30, I get 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10:30, 11, whatever, all these different options, right? And you see all the information, the yoga, the title of the class, the instructor, you know, the instructor's biography, blah, 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 blah. Great, cool, okay, lovely, lovely. What if you had like a little thermometer or a temperature gauge, you know what I'm talking about, to keep track of, is the class full or light in attendance? And this like little thermometer would go up or down, and it'd be green, yellow, or red as it approaches max capacity. And then when the thermometer hits the top, boom, the class is booked, then you're on the wait list. Now, why would I want that? As somebody who likes to have a little more room, I might adjust my schedules if I had flexibility, which often I don't. On weekdays, I'm always going to be a 6 o'clock guy. It's just, I want to be there. But if like today was a crowded class, maybe weekends are always crowded. They kind of tend to be. That's when people get their yoga on, I guess. But I think it'd be fun to know which classes are least or most attended. And as you're choosing the options, right? Isn't that an interesting concept? I don't know, man. I just think I have some cool business instincts. The problem with me is always, I don't know how to operationalize this. I don't know how to price out the return on investment, the cost benefit analysis. I have a sense of it. I know you got to make a profit. But I think bottom line is, as we wrap up today's episode, Hot Yoga Problems, the problem is getting the spot that I want. And I think there's an answer here. I think there's a potential revolutionary, transformative innovation that Core Power could bring to the table, which would be reserving your mat space, and potentially, once you get some data, having an upcharge for the prime spots, or including that in your annual membership, such that people would be like, yeah, if I get this, you know, all exclusive membership, I get to reserve any spot I want. I don't have to pay that extra fee. So you can, again, incentivize people to join your all-inclusive, which I'm sure is a racket. I'm sure a lot of people sign up for the all-inclusive and then only go like 3 days a month, and you're just raking it in on them. But you want to get more of those people signed up, right? I'm just making up at this point, but I think it's a cool idea. So I'm taking a problem, and I'm trying to propose a solution to the problem. I'm trying to be solutions-oriented today on Hot Yoga Problems. So thank you for joining me, folks. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, namaste, mofos.